Hi, this video will show you how to find the inverse function of f of x is equal to x squared plus 2x where x is greater than or equal to 0. So first, I'd like to note that function x squared plus 2x is not invertible on its domain. However, with the restriction of domain, such as x is greater than or equal to 0, this function is 1 to 1. Hence, we can find f inverse. So, we always start with the step 1. We replace f of x by y. So let me start with the y is equal to x squared plus 2x. In order to complete the step 2, we have to solve for x. However, we have two different terms of x on the right hand side. It is not easy to solve for x from here. So we like to complete the square of x. So the way we can complete the square is, if you take a look at the coefficient of x here too, you pick the number and divide it by 2 and take a square. Then you get a number 1. Then we're going to add this number 1 both sides. So we are going to add 1 on both sides. Then we have y plus 1 is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then we complete the square. So y plus 1 is equal to x plus 1 square. So in order to solve for x, we don't need a square for x plus 1. So let's try to get rid of square by putting square root on both sides. So square root of x plus 1 complete square becomes x plus 1, and square root of y plus 1 is literally square root of y plus 1 itself. But like I said in the previous example, if you take the square root, you might have to start with considering both positive and negative terms. But since we restrict our domain, x is greater than or equal to 0, x plus 1 is also positive, hence square root of y plus 1 must be positive. So we put the only positive, not plus minus. Then now, I think we almost there if you subtract 1 both sides. So that we have x on the right hand side, square root of y plus 1, negative 1. So next step, we exchange x and y. But for convenience, let me write down, y on the left hand side. Y is equal to square root of x plus 1 minus 1. The last step is we replace y by f inverse. So almost there. This one pretty looks like an inverse function of x squared plus 2x when x is greater than or equal to 0. But in order to make sure that can we use this whole function as inverse function, or also we have to restrict the domain. So let me use the function graph on the xy plane. So if you sketch our function, f of x is equal to x squared plus 1. So we have a vertex negative 1, comma negative 1. Then this is how the graph looks like. F of x is equal to x squared plus 2x. Then our function has a restriction domain here. X is greater than or equal to 0. Then let me sketch the function square root of x plus 1 minus 1. So this guy looks like in this way. Then, so if you remember the definition of inverse function and with regards to the graph, inverse function should be, the graph of inverse function should be obtained by reflecting the graph of y is equal to f of x over the line y is equal to x. So if I sketch y is equal to x, so this is y is equal to x. So if you reflect our, f of x, graph of f of x over the y is equal to x, the graph should be looks like this guy. This guy is equal to f of x, and this is f inverse. Then guys, take a look at our f inverse. We do not use whole part of the graph of the function square root of x plus 1 minus 1, but x is greater than or equal to 0. This is not something we just copy and paste the domain of the function f of x to domain of f inverse, but we obtain that information from the graph of the function and the graph of f inverse. Thank you for watching.